Let me ask you something. When was the first time you felt lust? Not just desire, not attraction, but that pull, raw, irrational, urgent. That heat in your chest, that voice in your body saying, I need this right now. We all know the feeling, but we rarely pause to ask, what is this energy? Where does it come from? And what does it really want? Carl Jung didn't see lust as a moral failing. He saw it as a mirror to something deeper than sex, deeper than pleasure. In fact, when Jung explored lust, he saw a spiritual puzzle, a bridge between the unconscious and the divine, a force that, when misunderstood, enslaves, but when integrated, awakens. So let's dive in, because this story is not about repression or indulgence. It's about transformation. Jung wrote that lust is a profound, instinctive force. It lives not just in our bodies, but in our psyche. And in the psyche, nothing is random. He believed every strong emotion is a message, a symbol the unconscious is sending to the ego. So what is lust symbolizing? It's not just about sex. It's about connection, power, union, escape, and above all, it's about the projection of the self onto another. Think about that. How often have you felt drawn to someone? Not because you knew them, but because they carried something you were missing. A spark, a wildness, a freedom, or maybe a danger. Jung would say, you're not attracted to that person. You're attracted to what they represent. In Jung's world, every man carries an unconscious feminine within called the anima, and every woman carries an unconscious masculine called the animus. When you feel overwhelming lust for someone, you may not be seeing them clearly. You may be seeing your anima or animus, the hidden half of your psyche projected onto their face. Ever felt obsessive about someone you barely knew? Or disappointed when they didn't match the fantasy? Jung would say, you weren't in love. You were meeting your own inner image, your own divine counterpart. Pause here. Think about the last person you lusted after deeply. What were they reflecting back to you? Was it confidence, chaos, innocence, rebellion? That's a clue. Not about them, but about you. Now here's the trap. In modern culture, we're told to either indulge lust completely and make it your identity, or repress it entirely and bury it under shame. Both extremes are dangerous. Jung warned that repression leads to possession. If you push lust too deep into your shadow, it doesn't disappear. It festers, it leaks, it possesses. You may find yourself doing things you swore you never would. Sabotaging relationships, obsessing, projecting. Not because you're bad, but because your shadow is starving. Lust isn't the problem. Unconscious lust is. So what do we do? Jung's answer wasn't get rid of lust. It was to make it conscious, bring it into the light, understand it. Instead of asking, why do I want this person? Ask, what part of me have they awakened? Instead of judging the intensity, get curious about the symbolism. Do they reflect your desire to be seen, your longing for passion, your fear of control? Shadow work doesn't kill lust. It tames it. It redeems it. It turns it from a blind animal into a wild ally. And once you've integrated that energy, you don't just want others. You become someone others want because you radiate depth. Jung believed libido, life force, wasn't just sexual. It was creative, spiritual, a channel to the divine. Lust is life energy searching for union, not just with others, but with the self, with the divine feminine or masculine inside you, with the lost parts of your soul. So next time lust rises, don't run, don't shame it. Study it. Trace it back to its source. Ask, what part of me is crying out to be felt? What truth is trying to emerge? Because sometimes, the person you're burning for isn't the answer. They're just the messenger. And the real question is this: are you brave enough to follow lust inward? If this sparked something inside you, subscribe and join us as we explore the forces shaping the soul. Because the psyche doesn't whisper forever. At some point, it demands to be heard.